Hello, my fellow individuals. I'm Mr. Mini Mask Man here, and today we're going to react to Iron Fist, Marvel's Iron Fist trailer now. And if you've not seen this trailer, then please look at the original link down below in the description box before you watch this reaction/discussion. Iron Fist, the last one of the Defenders that we're going to check out. Can't wait for this one. So, I mean, freaking love Daredevil. Freaking love both seasons. I like Jessica Jones. Not my favorite of the three that came out between the three, but I still liked it overall. So Jessica Jones is actually pretty cool, especially freaking Kilgrave on that one. And then recently, I was watching Luke Cage during my 1 week internet free vacation, but I watched it and I really liked it too. I mean, there's maybe one or two things that worth discussing that didn't quite click with me, but besides that, I freaking love Luke Cage too. So Luke Cage honestly didn't disappoint me. So I was happy with that series too. So now we got Iron Fist left. And that comes out next year, and then the Defenders, which I can't wait to see. So Iron Fist. I know the actor that's playing him is he played as Loras Tyrell from Game of Thrones. So this will be an interesting role how he's going to do this one. He's now like a protagonist, he's the main character in a series. So let's see how he does. Well, I usually trust almost 90% of the time what Marvel does with their casting choices. Whether it's in the MCU films or MCU, and not freaking Fox when it comes to especially the Fantastic Four, which pushed aside. But anyways, for the most part, the MCU and Netflix, I trust their casting. They've always done pretty well in their casting choices so far, on both the heroes and the villains. So, if they got him to do Iron Fist, I trust them. And if that's the case, I trust that he'll do a pretty good job. But anyways, so we got Iron Fist coming up. Now, I'm trying to think, what I really liked about these Netflix, these Netflix series, these Marvel heroes, each of them feel different when you see them. You see Daredevil more as this action-packed, moral choices of a hero that has to go through. You see Jessica Jones as a very psychological, damaging character that has to go through this and has to fight, well, not really fight crime, but deals her problems in this specific way of dealing with a villain. And we get to see Luke Cage as more of this, crime syndicate corruption. How one person who doesn't really want to play the hero but has no choice but to do it to save, corruption from the place that he lives. In this case, it was Harlem. And it just had a different vibe and feel to it. Now with Iron Fist, I don't know how this is going to be. Probably another completely different set of what I'm thinking of. Although I'm going to think it's more action based. Well, it's Iron Fist, so obviously maybe a lot more fights and action, just like Daredevil. So and you know what? Let me just stop blabbering about it. I'll save that at the end of the reaction. So without further ado, let's just watch this reaction right now. Sorry, it froze. Let's do this again right now. Alright.
Because of who you are, there will always be forces gathering against you.
Danny Rand.
Disguised as a friend, slipping past you as a stranger. They are everywhere.
I remember, from Daredevil.
If you choose to continue as you are, know that you risk everything. It's time. A child touched by fire, destined to be our greatest warrior.
Oh shoot, dude, the Iron Fist. Damn.
You are a living weapon.
Nice.
Drive all other thoughts out of your mind except this.
Okay, definitely action choreographed here.
This is my purpose.
Oh, nice, the dragon tattoo in the middle. Not bad at all. Not bad. March 17th. Oh, not too far either. Awesomeness. another one to look forward to now for next year. So, damn, okay. Iron Fist. I mean, I don't know. I haven't read any of the comics a lot of Iron Fist, or just much in general, to be honest. Just like I did with Luke Cage and Jessica Jones, I had to read like snippets to understand each. Like I had to, read at least the basis of Jessica Jones before I watched the series. Same thing with Luke Cage, just a little bit, and because of that, I got some of the references in the show. So in this one, I might have to do the same thing. I know it has something to do with getting the Dragon Mark, and that's where he acquired, the Iron Fist powers. So, but I don't know much about the villains. Just like with Luke Cage, I don't know about the villains that much. I don't know, much of the story of Danny Rand, what he has to go through, and all that. So, again, completely fresh mind for me, just like with Luke Cage, and I enjoyed it even without the, if I would have knew more about the knowledge of the comics, then I would appreciate it even more than what I did, right now. So I think this will be the same case. I think I might not know a lot. There might be things where I don't know, where it'll catch me off guard, or I might not. Maybe Easter eggs or references will just go through my head. I wouldn't even know it until later. After the series is finished or when it's just released, then I'll see stuff like comments or other people or articles or references and Easter eggs that I missed, and then I have to go back and see some info from Iron Fist to get the stuff. I'm like, oh, so that's where that came from. So I am kind of interested in how they're going to do his costume. So I know the Iron Fist costume, so I think it'd be pretty cool how they're going to do this one. I assume they'll reveal his costume probably at the very end, just like in Daredevil Season 1, they revealed like his legitimate costume at the very end. So I'm going to see how they're going to do his. So they're going to go full on just exactly how it looks like, his original one, or they're going to maybe do something a little bit different but still reminiscing from, obviously, his legitimate real costume. So I can't wait to see how they do that one on his costume for Iron Fist's costume. But let me see. So what we got? Daredevil is definitely knows martial arts, so he's probably going to be up there with Iron Fist. I assume Iron Fist will be a little bit more knowledgeable in the martial arts because obviously, freaking trained by monks, I assume, and learned all that. So I assume he'll probably be a little bit more. My expectations in this case, because he's Iron Fist, and this is more of this martial arts setting, I assume there's going to be awesome fighting choreography, throughout, whenever he fights the villains and so forth. So my expectations here will be just as good or maybe even better than Daredevil's action-packed choreography. When it came to the fight scenes, it was just freaking awesome in Daredevil. So I'm having the same expectations for this for Iron Fist. So I'm hoping it'll be just like that. Because I know with Jessica Jones, what threw me off a little bit, because my problem with Jessica Jones, it was actually my fault, not the show's, but I kind of expected that same action-packedness from Daredevil. And that was my problem why the first time when I watched the series, I liked it, but I didn't enjoy it as much like Daredevil, because because the action part just completely lacked it. It was just more, tossing and throwing and punching, brute strength. And that was it. And I was just kind of like, shrugged it. But then again, Jessica Jones wasn't really much about that. It was more psychological trauma and dealing with that. So, I was supposed to see it in a completely different perspective. And that's why when I think about it and I kind of think about the series again as that perspective, I enjoyed it a little bit more, or a bit more than before, because I wasn't supposed to think of it that way. And that's why when I watched Luke Cage, I wasn't expecting it to be as much, action-packed, action-packed, yes, but not, fighting-wise, choreography-wise, like Daredevil, because Luke Cage is completely different. He's not a martial artist. He knows how to freaking pack a punch and all that, but his is, all about his different powers. So, because of his powers, it was effortless of his fighting throughout the majority, because he was just pure unbreakable. So, the guns and all that, he can just easily toss a bad guy, just one punch him, and he's knocked out, So I wasn't expecting too much of that either, So I kind of saw it in a different perspective with Luke Cage. But with Iron Fist, though, at least action-wise, I do expect it to be almost similar to, or if not even just as good or better than Daredevil's fighting scenes. You know, the fist fights and the kicks and all that, because this martial arts is heavily influenced in this one. Just like even with Iron Fist aside, some other side characters I can see plays a big role. So I do expect, you know, pretty awesome, you know, action-packed fighting scenes going on there. Now I don't know who the villain is in this one. I mean, I know it's the woman in the Daredevil one, especially season one, that was selling the opium drugs in Hell's Kitchen, you know. But then later, you know, she left and she's somewhere else hiding. And I know, so when I heard snippets that she was actually supposed to be an Iron Fist villain, so she does appear, and I don't know if she'll be the main one or just one of them. Because, you know, like in Luke Cage, it kind of threw me off with the villain and almost spoiled that. I'll actually do a separate video about my Luke Cage review. So that's something completely different. But anyways, I don't know who's, you know, is going to be the opposing threat to him, to Iron Fist, because obviously he knows freaking martial arts, and just his freaking fists are just so strong. I think if I recall, his fists are his punches are the strongest then compared to the other three, compared to Jessica Jones' strength, compared to Luke Cage's, and obviously compared to Daredevil. Daredevil's just a regular human. You know, it's nothing superhuman with his punches, but I think overall when it comes to punches, I think Iron Fist is the top one with it comes like even freaking brutal punches out there. So yeah, and I think I recall that Iron Fist is best buds with Luke Cage, like in the comics. So we will probably definitely see that maybe around I think in the Defenders we'll see that a lot more, because the way that Luke Cage ended, I don't think we'll see those two together until either the end of Iron Fist or the beginning of the Defenders. So, but yeah, and I think I heard one of the lawyers from the lawyer, was her name Jerry from Jessica Jones, will actually be the lawyer for Iron Fist for Danny Rand. So I assume she's gonna make a big appearance in this one too. And the other thing is, I think I did see an Easter. Well, I didn't notice it at first until, you know, after I finished watching Luke Cage, but there is a reference that Claire will definitely appear in Iron Fist. So Claire is just going everywhere, you know, the nurse. So plays a big role. So I highly assume we will definitely see Claire in Iron Fist. So yeah, so she's gonna be there. She's in all of them so far. But yeah, Iron Fist. Can't wait to see it, of course. So Netflix is freaking killing it with the Marvel series so far. So I can't wait for this one, and I can't wait for them to release a Defenders one. I don't know if they're going to reveal more of the Defenders maybe after the release of Luke Cage, and then they can finally do an official Defenders trailer with all four of them. You know, how they get involved in who's the big baddie or baddies in the Defenders. So, but yeah, I can't wait to see Iron Fist. I have really high hopes from all the previous ones that I've seen from Daredevil, Jessica Jones, and Luke Cage. I know this one's going to be pretty cool, pretty tight, pretty good. So I won't be disappointed. I'm just going to say it. I won't be disappointed with this one. And I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to learn more about Iron Fist. And maybe from watching the series, I'll probably get into the character even more. And maybe learn more about him in comic-wise, or even some wiki information. Stuff like that, to know more about that character. To keep my interest for sure. But yeah, I can't wait for this one. So from all the trailers that I've seen today, this will be I think this one is my second most hyped. This is from all the trailers I've seen, because I've seen 4 of them. All day today. I've seen 4 trailers. I've seen the Ghost in the Shell one, which is my least interested, and reasons why. The Power Rangers one is my third most interested. So, and then what was it? I think Iron Fist is a close second. I really do, because the freaking first one is John Wick too, because I just freaking love John Wick. But I think it's like John Wick is here, and Iron Fist is like almost the same, but it's like barely slightly, like just a little bit, just because I don't know that much about Iron Fist. But it's Marvel, Netflix and Marvel. I'm sold. Doesn't matter. I'm sold. So no, so far no disappointment yet from that. So I trust you. But I can't wait. And I think that's all. Let's see. I don't know if there's anything else I can think of that will play a role. I don't know yet. But I think that's all I got to say so far that comes to mind. But yeah. Iron Fist. But anywho, if you liked my video, you know what to do. So I hope you guys, as usual, have a nice day.